Hi guys, I'm not dead. Although I haven't been really active on YouTube in quite a while. But okay. Fanfiction and Crack is here back, and today I'm reading Spyro and Blink, based of the Spyro the Dragon video game. I've never played it, I have absolutely no clue how the characters act. So let's see. It's written by human by form, dragon by heart. Well, that sounds promising. Summary: it has been 2 months since Red's defeat, and in that time a certain... Why does a comma there? Whatever. Time a certain purple dragon has fallen in love with a certain mole that is afraid to be above ground. Will he win his love over, or will he never know what love is like? Great. It's rated M. English romance Spyro Blink. It has 3,000 words, 4 reviews, 5 people like it. It was published back in 2012. Okay, the summary is posted again. Rating for male on male love. Great. Just great. I should have laced this with alcohol. Disclaimer: Charles Zimbalist and Mark Cerny own Spyro the Dragon and all its characters. Spyro's point of view, apparently. It had been 2 months since all my friends and I had defeated the Roche Older Red, and we were still celebrating, but I knew that I would have to make my confession shortly. I knew that I could not go on with it hanging over me, but I was afraid of the reaction that I would get. I was afraid of the rejection, but I was also afraid of being accepted as well. I wanted to be with him, but I was afraid of what the others would think of me, especially his uncle, who was very protective of his nephew. This, however, I knew would never stop me from trying to profess my love for the cute little mole known as Blink. I knew that my life would be empty without him beside me, and I desperately wanted to show my love to the little mole I loved ever since I rescued him from the cage in Crocodile Swamp. "Good morning, honey. Sleep well," Amber said, trying to make another pass at me when she saw that I was awake. You need to separate that. No, not really. I couldn't sleep well. Seriously. Is the whole story written like this? How should I know who talks? And what is even a dialogue? How should I know that? I said in a depressed tone. I could not sleep at all. In all honesty, even though I was dead tired the night before and decided to sleep next to the bonfire. Now that I thought about it, I should not have told Amber that. I knew that it would create too much attention for me because she would try to comfort me. I looked around to see that everyone else was enjoying the beautiful day we were having in the Dragon Realms. I also noticed Blink hiding out in a cave. As soon as I saw him, I started to have thoughts of us being together and to have the little mole inside of me. Cute. Him shouting my name as we ejaculated our hot come together. Well, this took a dump for the worst quite soon. I knew, however, that this would not be possible without Blink knowing my love for him was existent. A few hours later, I joined Blink in his cave for lunch. I could not help but look up from my kill to look at Blink every now and to but look up from my kill to look at Blink every now and then. Kill to look at. No. What? He was busy repairing his laser gloves. The others had gone for a flight somewhere. I felt alone and unwanted now. I decided to stand up and go to cry in front of since I did not want to cry in front of Blink. Well, I would rather read sentences like that through the whole fanfiction than what is probably going to come later. I set off not knowing where I was going or what would happen. I looked back after a few seconds to see if Blink had noticed my departure, but I saw that his eyes were fixed on his gloves. I turned around and ran off towards an unknown destination with tears running down my face. After 5 minutes of walking and reflecting on what was circling around my mind, I started to wonder if I would ever get the chance to ask Blake if he loved me. Nothing could take my thoughts away from the cute mole. Nobody could change the way I felt towards him except for him. That was when, out of nowhere, a voice came towards me shouting my name. "Hey Spyro, wait for me," I heard. You cannot write sentences like that, you moron. The most beautiful voice in the entire world was calling out to me. I suddenly shot around like a bullet. My breath suddenly froze in my chest like it always did when I was around Link. He was running towards me. I knew that we were the only two here, and I knew that it was now or never that I told him. But I was so afraid that Blink would not accept my feelings towards him. This and 1,000 other things shot through my mind. I knew that this could be the place where I would finally make love to my secret love. I knew this could be the place that I would take Blink's eternal purity and in turn him take mine. Blink finally caught up to me and now I had to just pray that I didn't mess up. Hi Spyro, it's written together. Don't mind me coming with you, do you? He said as he slipped his gloves on. Suddenly backfired from my emotional talk with myself, I blurted out, "No, not at all. Sure, Blink, I thought to myself that I would love Blink to come all over my body, that is." The hell? I'm actually more appalled about how the sentence is written than what it's talking about. Blink started to look puzzled at me. What is the matter? From now on, I'm just going to read it like it's written, because the person obviously doesn't know what an apostrophe is. You don't want me to come with you. Blink noticed a single tear sliding down my cheek as he stared at me. Spyro, Blink said with a serious tone. What's wrong? You can tell me, Spyro. I started I stared at Blink in the eyes and finally said the four little words that brought me to tears again. Blink, I love you. I cried even more when Blink ran off with a disgusted look on his face. I now knew he didn't want me like I wanted him. Blink as Spove. I think he wanted to say Blink's point of view, but whatever. Uh, whatever. As I continued to run from the purple dragon who professed his love for me, I started thinking that I might have overreacted. He loves me. Shit, how am I gonna deal with this? I mean, I think I like him too, but again, no apostrophe, we're too different to be together. Besides, what would my uncle think of me loving a dragon, and a male dragon no less? I thought as I unconsciously headed for my uncle's lap. Arriving at my uncle's lap, I called out to him, "Uncle, can we talk? You know you can come to me." Okay. Now you started writing dialogue? Now? Seriously, whatever. You can talk, you know you can come to me for anything, the professor said looking up from his work. Uncle, I am very perplexed by something, I started weakly. Do share it with me. I may be able to aid you, he replied in a very faltering way. There is this person I seem to get a very strong feeling from. Ever since we met, I would stare at this person without realizing, and I find this person's. He used an apostrophe. He finally used an apostrophe. Congratulations! Appearance very alluring, I tried to explain. The professor eyed me suspiciously with a twinkle in his eye. Blink, these things put together sounds like love. Love? I stuttered, feeling my cheeks heat up slowly. This piece of information struck me down hard. I knew the meaning of love. What I didn't understand was obvious. When I thought of love, I thought of a happy married male and female couple with children. The professor chuckled. Yes. He eyed me more intensely. Just who have you been interested in? There's no need for an apostrophe at the end of interested. I didn't know. Use those freaking apostrophes. Know what to say. In my mindset, a male loving another male sounded ridiculous and forbidden. If I asked the question that had come to mind, it would surely give my uncle. You need to use quotation, not apostrophes, if you mean to say ideas. Uncle, is it possible for a male to. I swallowed the lump in my throat before I said the word. Love something other than a female? The professor again analyzed me for answers with his eyes, but answered my question either way yes. No matter of one's gender or species, love will attract you to the person that will make you happy. He paused. Why are you asking such a question, Blink? I looked up at him. I hadn't even noticed that I was sitting the whole time during the conversation. I think I am in love with a male dragon, I said, bracing myself for a thrashing, but I never came. Looking up, I saw my uncle with that same knowing look in his eye. So you finally came to terms with your sexuality. I really hope that this person wrote this like this just to annoy the people who are going to read this. Because otherwise, may God have mercy on your soul. What do you mean? I asked. I've always known you were gay, the professor said. Again, you cannot just write dialogue like that. My advice to you is go find this dragon you love and tell him you love him before it is too late, because you'll regret it for the rest of your life if you don't T. What? I'm going to read it like it's written. And if it sounds ridiculous, well, the story itself is very ridiculous, so whatever. Thanks, uncle, I said, smiling. Leaving the professor's lab, I headed back to the place where I last saw Spyro. When I arrived, I didn't see him anywhere. He is probably over at the temple, I thought, heading in that direction. When I arrived at the temple, I saw Elder Thomas walking out of the sacred building. Elder Thomas, have you seen Spyro? I asked as I approached him. He is inside brooding about something, he said. Hope you can help because it looks like he is ready to die. At those words, I immediately ran into the temple heading for Spyro's room. Upon arriving at his room, I saw him cutting himself with a silver blade. Oh. Running into the room, I grabbed the blade and tossed it out the nearby window. Just because I ran away from you earlier doesn't mean you should go and kill yourself, I yelled after shooting him with my laser glove set on stun so I could bandage his wounds without any unnecessary struggling. Now that I stopped you from killing yourself, I think you should know that I think I like you in the same way you like me. At those words, I saw Spyro's eyes lighting up with hope and longing. As the effect of my stun laser wore off, Spyro moved towards me and did his best to whisper in my ear. I'll always love you, but why did you run before? I was afraid to acknowledge my feelings, I said. I could tell by looking at him that what I said made Spyro sad, but now I am with you, and I can't be happier. I then broke down crying in front of Spyro, while Spyro heard what I had to say. He took my gloved paws away from my face and then thrust his tongue into my mouth. I could hardly believe what he did, but in that one moment I knew that I truly did love him and only him. General Puff. General point of view, apparently. Oh, the first sentence. Okay, let's get this over with. I'm already halfway done. Blink and Spyro both use their tongues to explore each other's mouth. This went on for a good 2 minutes. Spyro collapsed onto Blink's body, and they embraced each other lovingly, Spyro aiding to the embrace via use of his wings. After showing their true love to each other, Blink looked down and saw his erect palace as well as his lover S. Reaching down, Blink began to play with Spyro's throbbing cock. Spyro and Blink looked at each other again, and they both smiled as they knew what was to emerge from all of this. Spyro unexpectedly decided to show Blink what he was made of and reached for the straps that were resting over his lover's shoulders and pulled them off along with the belt around his waist that was attached to the straps before deciding to anally tease Blink's hole with a clawed finger, causing Blink to burst out with a huge moan as well as a load of pee from his troubling pulse. That was all one sentence. Suddenly wanting to wear Blink's hat, Spyro took it off his head and placed it on his own as best as he could with his horns in the way. "Hey, that is mine," Blink moaned. "Well, it is mine now," Spyro said playfully. "Just be grateful that your goggles won't fit my head." "Oh, it is on now," Blink said, smiling evilly, as he flipped Spyro onto his back, causing Spyro's claws to slip out of Blink's tail hole as well as the hat to fall off. As Blink moved down his lover's body, he dragged his tongue along it until he reached the tip of Spyro's cock. "Blink, that feels great," Spyro moaned. Blink that took his cock full force into his mouth, causing Spyro to moan even louder. Blink was having the time of his life. He couldn't explain why he just was. He loved every second of it, but not as much as Spyro was. Spyro started to lick some pee from his member, and Blink loved the taste of it. Spyro knew that he was going to come soon, and he hadn't masturbated for a while now due to the presence of his friends, so inevitably it was going to be a powerful orgasm. Blink felt Spyro's cock start to throb like an erect heartbeat, and knew that he was going to come soon. Blink began to massage Spyro's balls whilst continuing to suck his pelvis. The double simulation became too much for the purple dragon to endure, and he yelled out, "Ugh, I am gonna come." Blink redoubled his efforts when Spyro said that. Spyro could not hold it any longer, and he yelled out, "Blink!" as he come into his lover's mouth. Ugh. Blink eagerly drank every bit of Spyro's warm, salty cum, enjoying the taste. "Did you like that, Spyro?" Blink said with a seductive tone. Okay. Spyro readily acknowledged the good. "That was incredible." Spyro smiled at him as he said, "Now it is my turn." Understanding what he meant, Blink got incredibly excited and quickly lied down on his back. Spyro took the little mole's palace into his mouth and moved his tongue over his penis while occasionally sucking it. The moans that came from Blink were stunning. As he focused on the tip, Spyro ran his paws run up and down the sides of it. Spyro felt Blink's muscles clench, his cock begging for release. Planning to give it just that, Spyro sucked extra hard, trying his best to get his lover to come. Spyro succeeded a few minutes later. As his cum squirted into his mouth, Spyro quickly drank it down, allowing a single drop to be wasted. Sitting back on his ass, Spyro looked at Blink while swallowing the last of his gum. "Is there anything else you want me to do?" Spyro asked. Without answering, Blink lied on his lied on his back. Blink then crawled on top of him and thrust his cock into Spyro's tail hole. The purple dragon tensed up rapidly at a sudden but intrusion, but moaned a few seconds later as his body relaxed. Blink didn't bother with allowing Spyro to slowly adjust to his size. Instead, he showed his full 6 inches in at once and started pounding his tight asshole. Blink quickly increased his pace as he fucked his dragon lover up the ass. Spyro was dreaming. He knew it couldn't be real, but it was. Blink was fucking him raw. Spyro met Blink's lips and they delved into each other's mouths. Spyro slowly explored Blink's mouth again, whilst Blink was shaking rapidly with excitement from being inside of him. Blink quickened the pace again as well as started to fuck Spyro harder and harder. Spyro moaned into Blink's mouth. Finally breaking the kiss, Spyro grabbed himself and started to masturbate. Good God, you are so fucking tight, Spyro. Blink moaned. He knew he couldn't hold it in for much longer. Let's just get this over with. Let's just get this over with. After another 5 minutes, Blink screamed as his orgasm hit him and he cumped into his lover's tight little ass. Spyro was about to hit his orgasm too, but Blink wanted to taste him again, so he quickly removed his cock from Spyro's tight ass and stuck his length into his mouth, and after a few seconds Spyro moaned his lover's name as he cummed into his awaiting mouth. Sitting next to each other, Spyro and Blink stared at each other, smiling as they recovered. "That was great, Spyro," Blink said, gasping for breath. "I thought so too, honey," Spyro replied before kissing him on the mouth. After their ordeal, they both suggested that they got cleaned up, so they walked to the nearest water source, which happened to be a washroom in the next room over, to clean up. Spyro washed Blink and Blink washed Spyro. Spyro took extra care and time in washing Blink's body since fur and cum didn't mix out too well. Stepping out the shower, Spyro and Blink walked back to Spyro's room. "So you are the lucky dragon, Spyro," a familiar voice said. "Uncle, what are you doing here?" Blink asked. "I wanted to know who you fell for," the professor said. "And to tell you the truth, I think Spyro is perfect for you." "So does this mean you don't care that I am in love with your nephew?" Spyro asked. "I couldn't care less if I tried," the professor answered. Spyro smiled at the professor's answer while using a wing to drag Blink closer to him. As the professor left, those sentences. Spyro and Blink met in another heated kiss. Even though they only shared a handful of kissed, Spyro and Blink had quickly learned how Blink's mouth had to be opened a little wider and Spyro's a little smaller in order for their kiss to be completely compatible, and it was quickly becoming second nature to them. Their tongue was efficiently wrestled with each other as Blink used his foot to kick up his abandoned hat into his paw, then forced it down on Spyro's horns, which tore through the thin fabric. "What are you doing, Blink?" he asked. "You late you laid claim to my hat you, you laid claim to my hat, remember," Blink answered. "I was only joking," Spyro said. "Even so, I still want you to have it," Blink replied. "Thanks," Spyro said as he led his lover to his bed. Pulling back the covers, Blink and Spyro lay down on the bed and pulled the covers over them. "I love you," Spyro said as he embraced Blink with his arms and wings. "Me too," Blink replied as he returned the embrace. The end. Good riddance! Okay, first of all, use fucking apostrophes. Second, separate the dialogue from the rest. You have absolutely no clue who is talking, what is being said, nothing. Third, why is fanfiction.net full of stories like this? Seriously. It's getting boring actually. All of them are written exactly the same. Two males meet each other, they both are attracted to each other, but they don't know for the other that they are gay. Then one of them says "I love you," the other one also says "I love you," and they both kiss and fuck, and the end. Seriously. Ugh. Whatever. Let's see the reviews of this lovely fanfiction, and maybe also what else the human by form, dragon by heart wrote. Spyro and Blake are official dick punchers. What the fuck is this shit? Ah, I fell for it again. Damn you, whoever you are. And fuck this shit. And people say I have a sick mind. Seriously, the only one Blink story that is M-rated for this. Don't like it, sorry. Yeah, basically, my exact opinion is like this. What the hell, and it was stupid, simply. Oh, what did this person also write? Let's just see. Oh my god. The fuck is this? Uh, okay. So he what has some whole fanfiction written in his profile, or what the hell? Oh, oh no, no, it's not actually a fanfiction. No, it's just a bunch of random text written. Whew, this is longer than all of his fanfictions probably together. Jesus fucking Christ, how can you write something like this, and who is even going to read this? And now questions are, oh, good God, what the hell is this? Oh my God. Thankfully, I'm not reading the descriptions of fanfiction.net users, because otherwise, whew, I think only that person who wrote that stuff, what was his name, Bell's farting problem, that fanfiction, only he has a longer description and even more fanfictions, and he writes them daily. Okay. Okay, we see a lot of Fanfictions rated M. And he also wrote of something about Sonic. But mostly about Spyro the Dragon. Okay. I think I have enough of those fanfictions for now. I'm probably going to read something else. Probably Cupcakes. Since at least that one is better written. Yes, it has My Little Pony characters killing each other, but okay. I would take that over this shit any day of the week. So yeah, I will reread it in the following days. So see you later.